So we should be starting on approximately, we'll see if we can get this to all go at one time. All right. It should be about right there is what I'm thinking. Because we did not get to the box plot stuff, right? Oh, no, we did that. That's the one it flipped way back on me. There we go. Box plot, right? Explain to. At the bottom of page 1100. At least I'm not making you carry all 1100 pages with you, right? Okay. It's okay to laugh when I make a joke. It really is. Okay, you got to listen carefully because they come. All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a minute, 1 minute, silently read that to yourself, that little paragraph. And then we're going to work on box plots, okay? So without talking to your neighbors, silently read that. Without talking to your neighbor. Your book, it might be on the card out there. If you didn't rip it all, it's on the card. If not, it's on the shelf. Should be a black card out there. It might be there. If not, it's on the shelf. Okay, so we are not going to figure out how to draw the box plots by hand. That was Algebra 1's job, okay? We're going to use Desmos to make the box plots, all right, and analyze the box plots, okay? Is your book out there? Is it on the shelf? Did you try the shelves? Okay. All right. So we're going to, and I'll show you kind of where the calculations are for the box plots. Okay. Once we actually get one into the computer. Okay. So you need to go to Desmos. Okay. So everybody go to Desmos. I'm going to go there too. Okay. And the data we are looking for, it says it wants the mother's ages. So if you look on page, we're going back to that data we've put in like 10 times. It's on page 1095. So if you look at 1095, they want you to type in the mother's age from that chart. Okay, do we remember how to type that in? You got to get your table going, and I'm going to show you. I've already done it for mine. Put the plus sign and grab the table. And then I want you to type in the mother's ages. I'll leave that up there. It's probably not going to show all of them. Okay. It shows a good chunk. Oh, I think I got them all there. So if you want to just copy mine, I think that's all 20 that you need. You can't see the XY, but that's all 20 that you need to type in. Okay. So I'm going to give you about 2 minutes. Get it all typed in. Okay. And then I'll show you how to do the box plot. So everybody's typing in the 20 ages in, where's your machine? Go get a machine. Okay. Everybody's typing in the mother's ages from 1095 is the page. Make sure you're on that page. It says 22.2 at the top. Okay. 22.2 at the top. Type into, you know how to do this. Yep, and just type in stage. Okay. Everybody type it. Remember, you are going to have to do this when it comes time for the test. I'm not going to be able to help you, so you need to be able to manipulate Desmos. Okay? You understand how that works. And we will make sure that the data isn't super crazy. I don't think we need to do 20 data points. I don't know, maybe we will for the test, but I don't think it's that hard to type in. We'll get better data if we do. All right, we all about there? Okay. So the next thing we need to do is we need to actually make a box plot. Well, the great thing about Desmos is it's extremely intuitive, right? So what do you think I'd have to type if I want to make a box plot? Box plot. What do you know? X sub 1. Okay, now, there's a couple of things about the box plot. Number one, are we seeing it on our screen? You see it on your screen? I don't see it on my screen. All right, I see none of it on mine because I'm in the, the standard window there. So I'm going to go to my settings. I know because of my data, I need to get up into the 30s, right? So I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to change my x-axis, and I'm going to say, I don't know, maybe 40 would be good. Okay? So did I get my data this time? Yeah. Now, another thing that is interesting about this, and if you want to mess with it, you can. Okay? The way that it draws the box plot, it just kind of draws it. It's always off the axis by 1, and it always has this same 1 height. If it's too small for you, see this thing that says offset and height? If you want to play with that a minute, I can make the offset bigger. I can make the height of my box plot bigger if I want. That looks terrible. Maybe 2, okay? And you don't have to mess with that, but if your data's not looking quite right, that might be a place where you want to go, okay? If you don't like the color, you can change the color, right? I showed you that on Friday, didn't I? All right. Yeah, it's one word. It's together. Okay? All right. What I do want you to do, okay, is I want you to zoom in on that more. So whatever it is you need to do to hit zoom in, I know on a Chromebook it's different than mine because I want us to see a little bit more specifically. See how I did that? I'm going to make my height back down to 1 because the height I've zoomed in too much now. All right, and I might make my offset back to 1 too, just because. There we go. All right, so now that I've zoomed in, it doesn't look quite so crazy. All right, so I'm going to zoom in. I really want to be able to see how this data that's in here, okay, and be able to get a little bit more specific so I can see my median and I can see where the values for the end of my box plot, okay? So what I want you to do is hopefully there's some space there. It looks like there's some space where they're showing you. Sketch your box plot, okay? And get these numbers recorded in here. And I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to sketch it and get the numbers recorded. Okay? So you're sketching your box plot. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the numbers got to get labeled, okay? Because the numbers are important. We're going to use those. Let's see if I can get that squeezed in there. Okay. Okay. We got it sketched. Okay, we have to answer a question there in part A. Okay, and I know that technically it's answered for you in the book. Okay, I'm still waiting on our nice little photocopy notebooks to come, so we don't have that. But it's asking us, how does the plot show that the skewed distribution is skewed right? So what do you guys think? This part here is definitely, that box part is on the, hold on a second. The box part, the part of the box to the right of the median is slightly larger. So this here is the median line. That there is the median line. Do you see how this part of the box is bigger? So that part of the box is slightly bigger, meaning that helps our data skew right. And then the other part is the whisker on the right. So this is the box, right? This is called the whisker. That part is also on the right is longer. Okay, so we're going to write that down. Even though it's already written, it helps sometimes your brain if you write it down yourself. So see if there's some space in there where you can scribble it in. So we would want to say the box on right of median is bigger and whisker is longer. That says longer. Box on right of median is bigger and whisker is longer. All right, so that answers part A. We drew it. We've got and we understand why it's skewing to the right. Okay, so to yourself, I want you to read part B. Don't read it out loud. I just want you to read it to yourself first before we read it together. Okay, suppose one of the mother's ages is chosen at random based on the box plot and not the original set of data, meaning they just want us to focus on the box, okay? What the box plot helps us with is it takes that outlying data out for us a little bit and it just focuses on kind of the middle, okay? Just like the median does in the IQR value, okay, or IRQ value. So based on the box plot, what can you say about the approximate probability of the ages, or the age falls between the median and the third quartile? Explain your reasoning. Or the probability that falls. What can you say about the approximate probability that the age falls between the median? So it wants to be between the median and the third quartile, which is this here. Okay. Explain your reasoning. All right. So. Okay, so this line here comes from your Q1. This line here comes from your Q3, and this is the median, okay? And so I'm looking at how the book is explaining this, okay? So if I were to kind of imagine this, oh, it's not quite. Doesn't it almost quarter it? It almost splits it equally into 4, doesn't it? Yeah. So what they're saying is the probability, they're making an estimate, okay, that it's about 25% because the Q1, the median, and the Q3 divide the data into 4 almost equal parts. So it's not, I think, the most calculated thing, but it's an estimate. So they're saying it's about 25% because Q1, quartile 1, the median, and Q3 divide the data into about 4 equal parts. Sorry. Equal parts. Okay, we're going to try it again with another box plot. Okay, we're going to see a very similar question. Okay, so it says this one we're supposed to make a box plot of the data. How does the box plot show that this is skewed distribution to the left? So we got to get rid of our old box plot and get our new one, right? So everybody go into Desmos. We're going to do this again. So I'm going to get rid of my old box plot. I'm going to get rid of my old data. If I just hit the X, it goes away quicker. I'm going to type in my table. So everybody's typing in their table right now. With the new data, that's the ages of the people that visited the doctor's office. And there's 16 of them. 78. 80. All right, I'm going to count. Oops. All right, once you've got your data in there, go ahead and make your box plot and see if you can find it. Find your data. I can see part of mine, but not all of it. So either I can zoom in, zoom out, or I can actually just use my settings button. Your choice. And go ahead and once you've got that, sketch that into your notes, okay? Okay, we got the box plot drawn. Once you've got the box plot drawn, see if you can decide why it's skewed left this time instead of right. Remember that the line coming down out of the middle of the box plot is called the median line. All right, so why is it skewed to the left? What two things show us it's skewed to the left? Nor the E. Do I need... The whisker on the left is longer. Okay, so whisker on left is longer. That's one of them. What's the other thing that skews it to the left? Yeah, the box, the part that's the box that's to the left of the median is bigger, right? So the box piece that is to the left, that says left, of the median is bigger. So that means we've got left skewed data. Okay. All right. Then we've got, suppose the ages, so we're looking at part B now. Suppose the ages is chosen at random based on the box plot and not the original set of data. What can you say is the approximate probability that the age falls between the first quartile, 67, and the third quartile, 80? Explain your reasoning. Okay, so the data has to fall in between those two. You guys have some fill in the blanks, right? All right. So skip down to the middle. I think the probability is, let me talk about the middle part of the data, the sentences first, and then we'll do what the actual probability is, okay? So it says it's about because Q1 and the median and Q3 divide the data into, and it's 4. It's always 4 equal parts. So the word 4 should go there. And there are 2 parts that each represent, and that one's about 25% of the data between the first and the third quartiles. Okay? So they're saying that 2 of these parts represent about 25% of the data each. So how much of the data overall do they represent if we added them up? If these both represents 25% each is what they're saying. Don't they add up to 50? So it says that the probability is about 50% or 0.5 because Q1 the median. So the first lines are 50% or 0.5 because Q1 the median and Q3 divide the data into 4 almost equal parts. And there are 2 parts that each represent about 25% of the data between the first and third quartiles. Okay. All right. We got one more we're going to do. We're going to do the your turn one. I'm going to get a better clarification. I need to ask somebody on our percentages, okay? But we can at least get the skewed part down. All right. So I want everybody to read your turn 8. Get the data put into your Desmos and make a box plot and decide which way it's skewed. So just do part A. Okay? So you're going to do your turn part A on your own right now. Okay? Your turn part A on your own. I'm going to see if I can get mine going too while you're doing that part. I'm on Instagram. So get part A done and write down why it shows that it's skewed left. Okay, why is it skewed left? Okay, the whiskers to the and the bigger boxes to the, I heard them both. The whiskers to the longer whiskers on the left, and the bigger the box to the left of the median is bigger, right? So whisker, that's the H. Whisker on left is longer, and box to left of median is bigger. All right, I'm going to skip over part B. I'm going to come back and clarify those ones tomorrow because I'm not sure I'm understanding the percentages and where they're coming from, okay? So I'm going to get some clarification and get back to you on those tomorrow, all right? So go into Power School, okay? Let me show you, make sure you all understand where the assignment's coming from. Oop, not here. Escape. All right, so in Power School, everybody get there. I did put up a homework assignment for today. Mine's taking forever to get there. If you go into the statistics page, it will come up. Apparently, Power School is going to be super slow this morning. He's working earlier. Oh, here we go.
I wasn't. I was gonna take as little program as possible, but it's like it doesn't tell you enough on some of them, so you literally have to. I don't even think I've.
All right, so right here, the top of the statistics page, that's what's going to go in your spiral notebook tonight. Okay, remember we don't do them on the homework pages; we do them in the spiral notebook. Okay. All right. All right, I will make some time tomorrow to get all the homework stamped off. I'm also planning on getting your grades updated because I haven't started